Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome to our presentation on our revision of the house system, our psychology project for the 2020-2021 school year. All right, so let's get started. The idea basically that we had was a bit of a revision of the house system, all right? And I'll walk you through how we plan to do this. But essentially, our base point was that house systems are a good way to encourage interaction between students of different ages. But sometimes for the older kids, it can feel a little bit more like a babysitting class almost, right? Because you're taking care of the younger students. So the bottom line is that the older students shouldn't be bored with the activities. So our group, Asif, Gion, and myself, discussed of how we could bring the community together, interact and socialize, but without kind of having some of the downsides that are more prevalent in the system that we've noticed in the past. So we decided to provide like a lesson plan to encourage interactions between students of different grade levels and primarily between elementary and secondary. So this would be kind of an addition slash revision of the house system. And we'd actually take turns alternating between, well, not alternating, but switching off between the whole school together, elementary and secondary, and then apart, elementary and secondary, split up into their own respective categories and students socializing and interacting within those categories. We would meet 8 times throughout the year, about once a month. There's a couple months you have to take out just with scheduling and all. Um, so yeah, so human beings tend to empathize and work better with people of their own age groups and grade levels, mental ages, all that. Um, and so we'd like to create more of that between students, and that's why we'd like to separate for some of the lessons elementary and secondary. All right.
So, as we have already mentioned, this project will involve many people. Well, actually, the whole school. We will have all the students involved. We will also have parents, volunteers, adult volunteers, and the teachers. So we named it House Activity Plan. And just by hearing the name of the plan, we will have adults, teachers, staff members, and some parents joining us throughout the event, throughout the plan. So every other month, we will meet as a whole school, and the other month, we will meet as grade groups. And the responsible teacher for each house will help, and the parent volunteers and the adults will join their assigned house teams, and family volunteers will, like parents, will join whichever house their kid is at. So to run a big project like this, the main thing we thought was cooperation. So people being enthusiastic, passionate, and willing to help run this plan. Enthusiastic people will bring more joy, and more passionate people will bring more joy and better running throughs. So to make it more engaging, we decided to make some activities a competition where older students can engage more. When running the plan, we are planning to use our ethics class to be our activity day, which is about 48 minutes, which is worth one class period. And when we implement, we will have staff members and teachers, supervisors placed everywhere in the school to make sure that the activity is running thoroughly. When we have whole school activities, we will divide the whole school into stations where 2 houses will be together either outside or inside, And by having different activities every month, we will prepare a week before. And if we have materials that needs money, we will ask the leadership team for it.
Now, when we look through what the likely stakeholders to be for this project, we can see that this will overall benefit the entire community of Hope Academy. But when we look at this more specifically, we can see that this will benefit most the teachers and the students, especially the students, as the intention of this project is to try to make a better connection between the students from secondary and elementary schools. We can see that throughout the project, there's always going to be little inconveniences, but we mainly see that the biggest challenge for this project is going to be the students' cooperation and interest to participate in these activities as the months go on, especially for the secondary schoolers, for them given more reason to be less interested to take part. As secondary students, they are given more responsibility and a larger workload compared to the elementary students. And because of this, they might see the activities as more of a waste of time that it could have been spent on studying. Another view can be seen that some of the activities that we have planned are more childish or more for the elementary students. And that's why some of the secondary might see them as, little games for kids, instead of actual activities that tries to make a connection. And finally, one reason could be also that, we saw was a big problem from last year's house system was that the seniors felt like they were more babysitting for the elementary students with the volunteers and teachers as the activity went on over the year. And just like with what we mentioned before, the authorities that we will need for this project are likely to be the volunteers / teachers and the parents to watch over the activities as it goes and to make sure everything goes well with no incidents happen.
So November is when the weather starts getting chilly and cold, lots of wind. And November's a month with Thanksgiving. It's the 25th of November. And for the activity in November, due to chilly weather and cold weather, we will all go inside. The whole school will stay indoor, but we will divide into grade groups. So seniors and juniors will come together, sophomores with freshmen, and middle school will come all together. And elementary students will stay in their own classes. So fifth grade will be with them on fifth grade. So since November includes Thanksgiving, we will have an activity that is created with the theme of Thanksgiving. And everyone, so basically the whole school, will be given a template picture related to Thanksgiving to decorate and color in for the half of the class. So they will be given markers, pencil, and pens, colored pencils to decorate whatever template they choose. Once they're done, the students will be told in the back of the paper or in the front, in the blanks, they will be told to write down 5 or 10 things, 5 to 10 things that they were thankful about. And they will be assigned to group up with their house teams. So the oldest student in the group, probably the senior, will lead the group discussions, and we will make sure that everyone in the group will talk and share about what they are thankful for. Same with elementary, they will have their teachers help to write down things they are thankful for. And if they can, they will also share about what they are thankful for. And this will be our activity for November. Then jumping on to December. December is a more fun month for a lot of people because of many reasons. First of all, it's going to be snowy. It's going to be all white over the place. And Christmas is the main event of December. And it's also the last month of the year. So to celebrate Christmas and the end of the year, the whole school secondary and elementary will come together and will be divided into house teams. So 4 different groups. Since it's gonna be cold and maybe snowing, maybe not, but we will all stay inside, and each houses will be sent to different rooms. So then using the budget school has, so basically we will ask the leadership team for a budget. We will distribute a blank Christmas tree, like only a tree with different decorations and ornaments. We will give out 4 Christmas trees and 4 boxes of ornaments. Then we will also give out 2 big posters to each house teams, and we will announce to draw a massive snowman on one of the posters to decorate and color in, and random Christmas things, related things to the other poster. And we will make this a competition. So the house with the best Christmas tree will be the winner. And we will also decorate the posters so that we can choose a winner from there too. We will probably assign, or the senior in the house will start leading the team, and they will draw 2 circles for the snowman, or 3. They will also divide their house into 3 groups so that people won't be crowded in one thing. So when they are done decorating with everything, we will get some volunteers and helpers to spread out the Christmas trees, 4 of them, into the school, and also 8 posters in the school so that we could post it and let people see what outcome we came with. And that will be the end of the event for December and to January. Since January is the month when we all come back from winter break, and it's a new year, so everyone will have a fresh mind and energy. So celebrating the comeback from winter break, elementary students will be assigned to go to their house teams. So 1st to 5th grade, and they will all divide into house teams. They will all each given a large poster per house and a winter related picture template, again, to color in. They will also be given pencils, color pencils, markers, and scissors and glue. So this time they will have time to color in, decorate the template, and then cut it out and stick it on their house poster, which is going to be large. And the supervisor, so basically the teacher of the house team, will write down their house name, big and fat, so that everyone can read. And if possible, elementary students will be told to write a favorite thing about winter. So it's gonna be colorful and poster filled with words. And for secondary students, we will gather as grade groups. So seniors and juniors, sophomores with freshmen, and middle school students among themselves. For secondary, the supervisor will announce to make a group of 3 to 4 people with some conditions chosen. As an example, we could make the groups have mixed genders, at least 2 or 3 different ethnicities, and mixed grade levels, so that people can interact with many different other people. And when the groups form, the supervisor will start a beam projector to show a document listed with questions that the groups can discuss about. These questions will include their favorite memory from last year, their favorite memory of winter break, what did they do in Christmas, New Year, and their plans for the new year. We will also encourage the senior of each group to lead the discussion and make sure that everyone in the group will have a chance to talk and share about their thoughts.
Now, with February being more known as the month with Book Week, we have decided to continue the tradition of having the houses read the continue the tradition that with the houses reading, with the secondary students reading books for the elementary students in the house fashion, where the secondary students of one house will read the book to the elementary students within the same house. As this was actually one of the comments that the teachers had praised for, be a great thing that has happened. The way that this will go is on the start of the month during homeroom, the teachers will announce that book week is coming up, and including that, they will require that the students be assigned a reading buddy, which is going to be an elementary student, and they're going to be asked to go meet up with this elementary student and ask for their favorite books to read. After that, and once they have meted, throughout the month, sometime in the month, they will meet once again to read the books that they have assigned. Of course, the secondary students has come prepared with the books that the elementary student enjoyed, and the class period that will be given to them will be a time for them to go through the books and read. Now, with April approaching, a lot of secondary students have completed the materials needed for their classes in order to start their exams, which could be either AP or IGCSE. At that point in time, the students would then have to start studying for these materials before these big exams. And that can be a very stressful and exhausting time, which is why for this month, we wanted to make a more enjoyable activity to make the situation feel better. And that's why we decided to include some sort of scavenger hunt the month. How it'll go is that for a time period, the students will first have to meet up and create groups of 4 within the houses. Now, at that point, the groups will be organized in which there'll be 2 elementary students, 2 secondary students, and then with each type of students, there has to be 1 boy and 1 girl to make it more diverse. Once the group has been made, the groups will receive a list that requires a list of tasks they need to be completed, which can involve either finding a specific object, taking a picture of a situation, or it can be to reenact something like, for example, it could be each group member has to make a basket. Once a group finishes all the list that is demanded, they'll have to go run to the ZOL and confirm it to either the volunteers or the teacher to see if they completed all the tasks. If a house gathers all of its members within the ZOL before other houses, then that house will win the entire scavenger hunt. At that point, the teacher can decide if they should receive a prize or not. Then finally, with May being the last month of the year, we decided to think about bringing back an old tradition the Academy had, and that is Field Day. With Field Day, we consider it great because it's more of a memorable way to close off the year, and because of all the competitiveness between the houses. It will work similar to how we did before, with different teams working together to win different sports or different tasks in order to gain more points. However, instead of making more random teams, we believe this would be convenient to just simply make the teams as the houses. Now, so the sports may vary to having either running, like track and field. It could be for specific sports like football or maybe basketball, or just new sports that wasn't included in the last year's. But for this system, we would like to find a way to create a point system in which depending on how well you do in each activity, you'll gain points. And whoever gains most points will win the overall day. And yeah, at that point, we can see if the teacher are able to find the medals they used to give away a few years ago in 2018 when they last did field day.